Thank you, everybody, for coming here. I'm very proud that I'm the fifth generation in Haifa, but Haifa is not the center of the world, and I will try to give you a little bit overview, take you to 30,000 feet, and look at one of the most important economies in the next 30 years, the carbon economy. The global water systems continuously degrade and risk people's life. This alarming fact stems from global warming and climate changes. The main culprit, escalating carbon emissions fueling the greenhouse effect. Carbon dioxide, CO2, is the main root cause for all of that. So carbon economy is not just a buzzword, it is a true game changer. Over the next 15 minutes, I will try to show you how the blue economy works. The carbon cycle powers our planet's climate. It starts with CO2 released from Earth, burning fossil fuels, wildfires, decomposing plants, and more. But carbon also comes back down. Plants absorb CO2 through photosynthesis, and oceans store CO2 in water and marine life. For ages, this cycle maintained its balance, only until human actions threw it off course. Carbon way up is tightly controlled and regulated. Governments push factories and transportation to cut emissions. The result? A booming compliance credit market, $880 billion annually. But carbon way down is mostly voluntary. Why the voluntary credits are so small? Because they are costly and its credibility is questioned. Companies buy carbon credits from projects that remove CO2 to offset their excessive emissions. So what are the criteria for a trusted credit? For credits to be reliable and trusted, they must meet all these criteria. First is additionality, real emission reductions beyond normal activities. No double payment for the work and the credit. Must show long-term carbon storage, no reversals. Must comply with certified protocols like the Clean Development Mechanism, CDM. An independent third party must verify the project protocol. For compliance, credits is straightforward. But for voluntary credits, the story is very different. The voluntary market has two credit types: natural, like reforestation or ocean plankton; engineered, like machines that capture CO2 from the air. But here is the catch. Over 90% of credits in the last decade were junk credits. Junk. not my name, Bloomberg name, and major economists in the world. They didn't reduce any emission. Examples, hollow promises like, pay me for not cutting down my trees. Ridiculous. Or credits sold under $10 per ton, far below any real biomass removal on Earth. There is no way. Who is responsible? The gatekeepers. On top is Vera, that control 90% of the credits in the world. The biggest verifier. The Guardian revealed recently that 90% of Vera credits are fake. So what about real credits? Let's talk engineering credits. Machines suck CO2 from the air. However, it is very energy intensive and costly. So why to invest? Companies are betting on future demand to drive the prices up. And natural credits, they bring extra environmental benefits. Think reforestation. Trees, the problem, trees grow slowly, mega wildfires are rising, and agriculture and urbanization are pushing. Plankton or phytoplankton is the game changer. It is the Earth's fastest growing organism, doubling its biomass every few hours. And algal blooms are surging. Algal absorb 400 times more CO2 per acre than trees. With 75% of Earth covered by water, the future of carbon credits is very clear. It is in the water. Natural credits can do it all for far less. You can see the prices per ton. Do you remember the climate conference in Paris 2015? 38,000 delegates from 195 countries, all with bold goal, net zero by 2050. The strategy, cut 80% of fossil fuel use and move to renewable energy, electrified transport, etc. But remaining emissions must be offset by removing CO2 from the air. How? Countries and companies set milestones. Net zero became the hottest trend where corporates promoted their commitment. In addition, we must shrink the vast CO2 bank already in the atmosphere. We need to go negative, thinking of gigatons, not thousands of tons. If we hit those Paris targets, the way to net zero, we aim to remove 1 million tons of CO2 by 2022 and 1 gigaton by 2050. The reality, a mere 10,000 tons, we are far behind targets. And it's get tougher. By 2030, the target is 85 million tons. Look at the 2022 goal. It is just a tiny line on the 2050 goal. This enormous gap has a major root cause. Land-based solutions will not cut it. So how can we get it back on track? Today we can measure carbon emission step of every company, even banks. Regulators must enforce rules to offset with trusted credits. Fortune 500 companies made almost $2 trillion net in 2023. A simple 5% levy for their excessive emissions could remove 1 gigaton of CO2. See the proportion. And this is only in the United States. Second front, crack down on net zero impostors. Take, for example, Delta Airlines. Bloomberg exposed their lies $2 per ton. What we can say, it's a joke. They recently got a lawsuit, $1 billion for fake credits. Their carbon neutral claims, they are deceptive and misleading. The third front is innovation. Invest in water-based carbon removal tech, big, scalable, gigaton solutions. Here is where we, HiCenter, enters in scouting for these breakthroughs and incubating them. Meet one of our portfolio companies, Blue-Green Water Technology. Blue-Green had pioneered a scalable biological solution to stop toxic algal blooms. How? With its proprietary powder spread over a few key points on surface of large lakes and water reservoirs. This triggers a chain reaction. Toxic algae goes collective suicide, collapsing and sinking, locking away CO2 as they fall and transform into sediments. But there is the game changer. The reaction virally expands horizontally 4 kilometers, far away of the original treatment site. As the result, long-term CO2 burial at the lowest cost per ton, a real quality carbon credit. NetBlue is not a theory, it is reality. Successfully deployed across 100,000 acres of water reservoirs around the globe. The result, rapid spread, cleaning large areas in just 1 to 3 days. It eliminates toxic algae, pulls down tons of CO2 from the air and restores biodiversity. And its credits come with a broad environmental benefit. Quality credits need constant and precise monitoring of the water. Scaling net blue technology to large lakes and oceans in the future requires satellites and digitized tools. Blue-green remote sensing software calibrates hyperspectral photography data with the local water biochemistry. This unique IP automates data collection, analysis, and control. As a SaaS service, it helps water managers know what, where, and when to treat. Therefore, Blue-Green holds the only database of water reservoirs contamination status around the world. The carbon economy is growing fast. It's about cutting emissions, trading carbon credits, and investing in green tech. Why does it matter? Because it turns sustainability into value. Think trillions of dollars, new business models, and cleaner future. How can we reach sustainable carbon economy? 3 issues: regulations, regulations, regulations. Like FAA and FDA, we must have strong FCA to reach the net zero. Why? The cost to rehabilitate climate-driven damages will exceed by far the credit cost. Our hope, the young generation, they have the most at stake. They must drive the change and demand strict carbon removal rules. The Swedish girl Greta Thunberg sparked a movement. Now it's about time for the students to propagate it forward. Thank you very much.